you, baby, to find out what I'm really love. But you had to, yeah. I'm glad you like my teeth. You were looking pretty cool at you. So what do you do? Oh yeah, I would take a few. No, I haven't hit your bed. Two guys are pretty new, but if you dig, I'm big and free. Like a brother to my look, I'll have something that you really love. Cause I like you, yeah, I like you. And you feel so about me like you. Yeah, I like you, yeah, I like you. And you feel, wait, who's that guy? Just hanging at your pad. He's looking kind of bummed. Oh, you broke up, that's too bad. I guess it's fair if he always pays the rent and he doesn't get mad about sitting on the couch when I'm there. Cause I like you, yeah, I like you. And feeling so lonely like you. Yeah, I like you, yeah, I like you. And you feel my love. You never want something, just a casual it's for me. And I like you, yeah, I like you. And I like you, like you, like you, like you, like you, like you, like you. Feel,
Oh, okay, that's it then there. All right, there go the Dandy Warhols here on Night Sounds. Hello and welcome back to the program. Look who it is. Look who it is already. Now, first off, I would like to mention, if you're listening to us on K Tahoe, we have some sort of glitch, whereas you didn't hear that song. We're working on it over here. I'm working on it over here. But hey, Josh, welcome back to the program.
Yo, what's up? Before I knew that was the Dandy Warhols, my joke was gonna say, yeah, I'd like you to please stop singing. That's awful. But hey, no, they were great. I loved them. That was awesome.
Yeah, where was that from? What was that? The video was live. Where is it from?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably
what?
Somewhere
You're supposed to know these things, producer man.
Oh, I don't know.
Just throw up videos. You don't know where they come from. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Man, that's work on a Monday for you.
Hey, that's called fill content. Okay.
That's right. Filling your content for. I thought it was a cover band for the Dandy Warhols. I was going to say, okay, fire that cover band. They were horrible, but no, I'm sure they're great. What's up, man? I haven't talked to the two of you guys in good Lord, and yet he still wears the same hat.
Where have you been?
Incredibly disappointed.
I know I've cycled through like 20 other hats.
This hat already. What do they call that? Work. Yeah, work is a pain in the ass. It's you know, it starts off with, hey, can you do these hours? And then you say, yeah, sure. And then other people don't show up, and then they're like, hey, dude, can you stay a little longer? And a part of me is like, no, man, I don't want to do that. But I'm like, yeah, time and a half? Sure, why not?
Hey, listen, that makes one of us, because at least you have a gig.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That is true. I do like it. It's paying the bills. It's okay. For some of the stuff I've seen from you guys, man, dude, who haven't you guys interviewed so far? I love the fact, Barry, because I've been wanting to bust on you for a while now. When we first started, you were like, no, man, I'm not going to interview any bands. Don't try to get any bands on. We're going to be like, we're going to talk about life and, the world, the atmosphere. And I'm like, okay, I got a lot of bands, I'd love to interview. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing you with all these really cool bands. I'm like, dude, I'm not on the show. Now all of a sudden, all these bands are on. I'm jealous. Fine.
Josh,
I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the both of you. Fine.
When we're with you, we won't be interviewing bands. That's how it works.
Yeah, we had you were coming back. We had to cancel Taylor Swift because you were going to be on. So
I have so many questions for her though. But all right, fine.
Well, later on tonight, we'll talk to Peter from the Dandy Warhols. A band who's been around for 30 years, 30 some odd years.
Long time.
They're touring right now. They're coming to your neck of the woods, Josh, and our neck of the woods.
We're giving away tickets. Are we doing like a ticket giveaway, a blast? Any sort of
no.
Judging by that face, I'm guessing no, we're not. Okay, all right.
No. We don't have we cannot do that. We don't.
See, I always notice when the bands that have been around forever are like, nah, we're good. But then, that 5 year, it's really like 5 to 7 years they've only been around. They're like, yes, we have a guest list. Go ahead, put them on the list. Dandy, I figured as much. But didn't you guys just do an interview with who was the other one? We're aliens or we're a spaceship.
We are scientists.
That's it. I knew it was something with the science or something. Yeah. I saw those guys were coming to San Antonio and Austin, and then they're all over you guys' neck of the woods as well. Did we not have some sort of list for that?
You want to go to that show? I
don't want to go. I just I know people that I'm sorry, listeners that would love to go to that show, but
Why'd you use the quotes for there? Because there's one listener.
There's like, no, I'm just saying there's chicks I know that I could say, hey, baby, I can get you in.
Oh, if you're looking for a hookup, man, we can definitely do that then. But we got to know her name and more vital information about her.
Okay,
fill that.
Legalities. I get it. All right, that's fine.
Yeah. See, that's what he's been doing, Joe. He hadn't been working.
I know.
He's been hanging out with Brenda.
Brenda.
Why, Brenda? How did you pick the fat girl name out of all the possible hot names?
Brenda's not a fat girl name. When I hear Brenda, I hear 90210. Like the theme song starts playing. That's who I'm thinking of. It's like
I
don't know.
Exactly.
Aging
See, this is why I'm not like you two, because I cannot sing along. I'm a different generation. There's the proof.
That is.
You didn't watch any 90210 at all?
No Melrose Place. No, I bet you were.
Nothing. You didn't get into any of that.
Nothing really? You weren't even. How about come on, Joe, help me. What was after that his generation might have known? Like
there we go.
Like Gilmore Girls,
Saved by the Bell, Gilmore Girls, Baywatch. None of that.
Baywatch, you're getting there with Baywatch. I think that's one I watched.
Baywatch Nights.
Ooh.
Did you watch that?
Did you watch that? I mean, it was like what?
Did you not watch Baywatch Nights?
But yeah,
it was like on for like.
Okay, was it like 2 or 3 seasons or whatever?
Oh man,
you should pull that up.
It was the campiest POS television show ever made. Okay, so David Hasselhoff like really was like invested in, I want to do a Baywatch spinoff where at night, after I'm done lifeguarding and saving people from sharks and helicopter attacks and stuff like that, I want to solve crimes as a detective.
At night.
So,
that's right. Yeah.
And so then it was Baywatch Nights, right? And so the first season, it was basically like a straight ahead kind of like detective show. He was playing his Baywatch character, but he was like going around solving crimes. It wasn't good enough because this is like at the point where like Buffy the Vampire Slayer is really taking off. And like Twilight comes out, and it's like all the vampire stuff starts to break huge late 90s, right? And so the second season starts to drift into like the supernatural, right? So it becomes supernatural. It becomes that television show, but with David Hasselhoff in his Baywatch character, and it was awful.
It was horrible. It ruined it. as if Baywatch already had a name that was already, it was what it was. He somehow managed to take all those seasons and completely destroy the name and the brand within like 3 seasons. It was astonishing to watch it work. This train.
Oh
wreck.
man.
But,
Okay,
yeah,
so you didn't watch that. You didn't watch like you didn't watch Saved by the Bell though. That was like,
yeah.
man,
Dude,
Zach lives right up the street from me, man. Come on.
I don't understand how you missed out on all this horrendous television that helped raise Joe and I.
I know, like,
stuff,
I mean,
I
and
learned
I'm not
about
even
dating, and
I'm not even getting into like the great 80s stuff like Knight Rider and Airwolf and
Quantum Leap,
Sequest, Quantum Leap. Oh man,
MacGyver.
the original MacGyver.
The original MacGyver. The original A-Team.
Oh yeah, see, we were going there. Yeah, you missed out on all the great television that made us the degenerates that we are today.
Absolutely. I mean, it really paved the way. But let me ask you this, though. Okay, I get that. But you had to have seen some shows like the night shows, like, NBC had their little lineup. Married with Children. Did you see any of that? Did you see Family Matters? Did you see
Yeah, man,
those
because by then I was done with my homework. See, I was a good student and a good child. So all this after school stuff, TV was off, man, until after dinner. I wasn't even about it, man. Now,
I'm
I
not
can see
sure
it
I
all on
buy it.
YouTube
Homework
and
until
stuff.
6 p.m.
Yeah, I'm not sure I buy
After
it.
school programming, you got to do stuff after school. Yeah, I'm out with my friends riding my bikes. I'm not watching TV.
The sun was down by then. You had all the great shows at Miami Vice. It was degenerate television. My mom, ultra conservative Christian woman, when she found out I was watching this horrendous show with violence and sex and drugs and half-naked women, she was like, oh my God. And then I said, you know what, Mom? There's a really funny show about just being married, and it's about being married with children. And then she saw that and was like, oh my God. And I said, you know what? I know how much you hate Saturday Night Live, those nasty people. Here's one with diversity. It's called In Living Color. Oh, forget. Yeah.
I like where your head's at, though. Are you still on speaking terms with your mother?
Yeah. She's over it now.
Okay.
So what did you watch then? If you didn't watch great television like Kids in the Hall, what did you watch?
That's what I'm saying. What were you doing?
I was there for TGI Friday. I had all that. I was enjoying that.
The Family Matters thing?
Yeah.
And all that? Okay.
What came on after Family Matters? Do you remember?
Oh, with the dude from
Wait, is this
Beverly
Full
Hills
House
Cop 2.
era?
Yes, the Full House era. Yeah, Full House, Family Matters.
Step by Step? No, that was ABC.
That's it.
No, that's right.
Oh,
Step by Step.
I was thinking of
Suzanne Summers died, guys.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen a bunch of clips of Step by Step. Nobody remembers that sitcom. That was one of my favorites because you remember in the intro that every one of those things they had a title sequence where they're showing like their faces and their names and stuff.
Right.
And then at the very end, you guys remember the very end shot of it? You remember what was going on?
It.
You guys don't even remember the show.
I don't even remember the show. Linda had to remind me that she was on.
Well, they're all on a roller coaster. They're getting on a roller coaster, and it's at Six Flags. All right, they're getting on the big white wooden one here in Valencia, and as they're panning out, they've superimposed water and waves over the parking lot. So you see these late 90s CG waves, and it's so funny because I watched that as a kid going, hey, wait a minute. I've been on that roller coaster. There's not next to water. What's going on here?
I remember I was in Texas, and I always thought when I was going to visit family in California, I was like, man, how cool is that to go on a roller coaster and you're right there in the ocean? And how disappointed I was when I was like, it's not next to the beach. It's not right on the beach. What the hell is this? Very disappointing stuff, man. Yeah.
It is.
What's even more disappointing, and Joe helped me out, that was the only television he watched. We gave him tons.
Yeah, didn't watch a lot of it, man.
I don't understand.
I had rabbit ears, man, and it wasn't
could
coming in
still-
very
I
clear.
I
had
had rabbit ears. You could still see all that.
You
It
can still
wasn't
see
like
everything.
yeah, Fox was a big thing, right? Like, but you could still pick up Fox with rabbit ears. Like that was a
And-
very big deal.
And you had, I know for a fact you had KTLA and you had KCOP. And I know both of them showed reruns of everything all day long. So I don't understand how you've never seen the original Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
I don't understand how you have never seen Chips. You know,
Oh,
like what?
the
Like
OG
it
Chips,
blows
yeah.
this blows my mind that you just don't.
I was doing other stuff, more important, creative
I was doing
things.
other stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna
too.
say it wasn't like I was sitting around waiting for these shows. I was, I was out on my BMX or my skateboard doing stuff. The sun would go down, and I was sitting in front of the television set watching all of this stuff. I don't know what you were doing.
Okay, I'll tell you what kind of kid I am.
Something shady.
I'll tell you about what kind of child I was. All right, I didn't get cable till I was 11.
It wasn't on
and-
cable though.
It wasn't on
No,
video.
I know. But what the first channel I stumbled upon and stuck on was CNN, because it was they were in the middle of the war and there was green dots everywhere, and I was like, "What is this?" All that other scripted stuff never caught me. It was that live stuff. So I never really, I saw it all too late. Later on, much later.
Well, they have reruns now and stuff.
Nobody
on
mentioned
Hulu
Teenage
and
Mutant Ninja
Netflix.
Turtles.
It wasn't a favorite. It wasn't a favorite.
Nobody
I wasn't
mentioned,
I wasn't big on
I
it.
was into
DuckTales.
Robotech. I was
Yeah.
into Robot. Wait, what?
Nobody mentioned DuckTales.
Oh,
Oh,
DuckTales. was
well, I
okay.
mean, DuckTales was all right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I
But
was
now you're
over
bringing
there.
up cartoons, though.
But now, yeah,
were
cartoons
different,
like
though.
that's
This is-
totally different, man.
Yeah,
Come on, that
that's
was
a-
like
that's a
Saturday
different
morning
world.
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
watch People on TV. That's weird. Never saw People on TV.
People, I see
give me a
people every
cartoon.
day.
Or that dude that goes, "Hello, neighbor. Will you
Hello.
be my neighbor?"
Yeah, Mr.
Oh, there's a
you
knock
never
on the
watched
door.
Mr. Rogers?
No, he
Yeah, I always
did.
watched
That was
it.
it.
That was about it.
the
That
only
was the only.
person
Oh,
you
that was
watched.
the only thing that you watched.
How about Pee Wee's
Oh.
Playhouse? Pee Wee's Playhouse. I mean,
you didn't watch
had
that?
I
those.
think
You didn't watch
so. I
Sesame
mean,
Street?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so, but maybe.
Very.
I don't remember when.
I mean, it really does explain a lot. Like, I don't know how you got this far in radio with having no pop culture references.
There's
at
a
all.
lot of pop
Like, at
culture.
all.
Yeah, dude.
At
You just
all.
smile and nod. There's enough of you guys that know. There's enough of you guys that know
I
enough
mean,
about it.
The other thing, though, is like you're contending that as children, we had just like such packed schedules that you couldn't get in anything else. Man, I would like go to school, come home, watch a couple cartoons, take a nap, go outside, play for a couple hours. The sun would go down. I would eat. I would do my homework. I would watch like 2 or 3 hours of television, go to bed, and I would just do that on repeat. Like,
Over and over again.
I just
Over and
don't.
over.
There was so much time to do everything, and in between all of that, I was building Legos. I was making paper airplanes. I was figuring out how gunpowder could be used to destroy my army people. Like my little green army men. There was a lot of time you had to fill in a day. I
Speaking
just
of
don't understand
gunpowder,
how you just didn't get any of this. Were you only like listening to Dr. Demento or something?
No, I
Did
didn't
you not
li-
even listen to Dr. Demento?
No, I didn't get radio till I was like 14.
Oh my
I wasn't
wow,
even there.
Wow.
God,
Now I'm confused
man,
how you
you're
got
now
into
we
this.
lost
killing me
Joe.
over here.
I know, Joe's. That's it. You've completely.
I mean,
hit it.
look,
Killing me.
I don't know how I got by, but you bet you that I didn't feel every time pop culture started coming up in my head. I'm in a party or something, and I'm like, "Oh, I hope nobody catches on the fact that I don't know what they're talking about," and I'm already too far in. Oh yeah, that was so funny when they did
Dude,
that, right?
You were like
And
the
then
Rip Van Winkle of our childhood. You like went to sleep at like 5 years old and woke up at 23 with a job in radio. but no
shocked.
reference points to anything. It's bizarre.
It's truly bizarre to me that you
Sorry.
don't have any crazy stories or anything like that. How much time do we have, Barry? Because at some point, I want to tell you my gunpowder story.
That's what we're here for, man. Tell us your
is
gunpowder
still
story.
phenomenal. I love the fact that he brought up, out of everything you could bring up from our childhood, gunpowder. In this day and age, if you were to say that someone under the age of 15 could walk into a gun store and purchase pounds, lbs of gunpowder, people would laugh at you. They'd say, no way, that's not true. So
We did. And
we
it was
did.
awesome.
It was phenomenal. I was a junior in high school and I was helping
How
out
could you do that?
homecoming.
Oh, really?
Dude, I'll
Junior
tell
high
you.
school, that's a
Okay.
little late.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I'm talking about the big. This was like what led up. It was always being able to pick it up.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this, for me, this was like, oh man, that moment in time that I went in and I was helping develop homecoming. They were having a big, football thing, the whole nine. And I wasn't the guy, I wasn't a football, I wasn't any of that. I was the guy in the back putting together lights and a DJ show and all that. And I thought, what would really
You were
make
AV
this?
Club.
Yes, thank you. I was the AV club, the theater guy. That was me. And I thought to myself, man, how great would it be if we had flash bombs in the middle of this huge like DJ setup? So I walked in to our local gun shop and I said, so here's the deal. Here's what I want to do. Right at like the pinnacle point of this thing, I want these things just exploding. And he's like, well, son, I could help you out. So, you got to get about this many. I bought about 12 pounds worth of gunpowder. And then I bought those little cans of beans and I emptied all the beans out and I packed everything. Packed about beans were this big. I filled each one with this halfway of gunpowder and I lined them all up. Now I had to test it because I wasn't sure the ratio of gunpowder to empty cans. So in my young glory, I didn't have anything there. So I got my mom's empty coffee can and I filled up her coffee can halfway. And I went and I lit it all the way across the back and I'm in the backyard and I was like, well, I don't have a fuse. So I'm just going to.
Oh, you just used a gunpowder
I
fuse?
just used the gunpowder as the fuse just from Bugs Bunny. I'd seen it a million times. It made sense to me.
Oh,
So I
Indiana
went.
Jones style, man. This is great. Okay.
I lit that baby up. And I was like, okay, and I was trying to time it. I was like, okay, it'll probably take like 60 seconds before it blows. And I'm like hiding. And I went and I lit it and it shook the entire neighborhood, the explosion that it made. It was like it shattered two of the windows in the back of the house. It rattled it. It looked like an atomic bomb. Like it made the news. People were confused of what was going on and helicopters and firemen. And my dad had just gotten home. He was furious, by the way. And he was like, what the actual hell is going on
all
here?
Parents are furious at awesome
Of
things.
course, yeah. So we had to shut all the windows while cops were coming in. And, they knocked on the door and my dad said, yeah, I heard it, but I have no idea what it was. And of course, he knew it was me. But here's where parents back in the Gen X days understood. They'd wag their finger and say, I hope you learned your lesson. I said, yes, sir, I did. I'm not going to use a coffee can. I'm going to use little things. I didn't tell them that part. So I still went on and I lined them up, about 12 of these little empty bean things. And I went and I lit them all. Finale. Boom, boom, boom. But you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to nail them down. And after the third one, they all fell. Completely lit the soccer field ablaze. Whoosh. All of it just burned. To this day, people from schools generations later are like, that's why they can never use that anymore, because of this huge fire that went. Yeah, that's how I learned about gunpowder and how much to use.
But dude, you're the guy.
All you needed was to walk in. I had a learner's permit. They took my name. They took the little address. They said, here's how much you want. I signed it and I walked out. Dude, I walked out with 12 pounds of gunpowder. It was that easy. You could just.
So how much extra did you get there? How much did you really need to pull it
Oh,
off?
dude, I could have done one, man. I could have easily done maybe 1 pound. I mean, because one was like this big. You didn't need, dude. I took 12 pounds, man. I lit them all. What this glorious thunder, and it was until they fell, and I was like, God, I really should have nailed it down.
Joe, you got any gunpowder stories there?
Oh yeah, when we used to do that, but not bad. I mean, we weren't making bombs on football field. But
it was for
when I vividly remember when I think we were like 11 or 12. It's like 7th or 8th grade. We went over to Jonas Shantz's house, and we made out in his garage and down his driveway. We made this. We spent, I don't know, 8-9 hours just making this just enormous army man setup. Like, we had hundreds of green army men and tanks and planes and all the boats and all the stuff. We made like this whole coastline set up and put the army men's on the mountains and all the stuff. And then we made like little gunpowder traps. And we ran gunpowder all the way through it all and everything. And then we did that. We actually had fuses though, so it worked a little better.
Yeah,
so the fuses really helped. So yeah, we put all the army men together. We put them in their bunkers, and we recreated, I don't know, some like World War II movie. So we spent, like I said, 8 to 9 hours building this whole thing, and then absolutely obliterated it in like 15 minutes, because besides those little gunpowder like claymores that we had made like all over the place and mines that we had made, we did a whole circle around it, like a circle of fire. Ooh. And then just for added effect, we took WD-40 and matchstick lighters, and we did those, and we used those as napalm. So when the attack started, we lit the fuses, lit the gunpowder, all the stuff started just blowing up all over the place. We're like, napalm! And we would just like start melting things with the WD-40, just flames. And we're like 3 or 4 of us just like spraying WD-40 flames all over the place, completely indiscriminately. And it was glorious. I don't even think we got in trouble. I think we just had to clean up everything. I don't even know where we got the gunpowder. It was just there.
Joe, I was going to tell you.
It was like,
that is absolutely, because I was going to say that. Ask us, Barry, how many times guys like us got in trouble for doing little toy stuff. Completely just lighting stuff on fire. All it was, your parents would look and go, you better clean this up. They didn't ask how it lit on fire. They didn't ask how it got blown up. It was like, you better clean this mess up. I'm not cleaning up after. Okay. Right.
Man, the worst was when like if you like broke a window, things got a little bit bad. Yeah. If you put a hole through the garage door, your dad got a little mad about that kind of stuff. He didn't like the garage through the hole in the garage door sucked, because then we had to patch it, and then I had to like work off the money to like pay for a new one. And I mean, it was like only $150, but $150 in the back of the day was a lot of money.
That was a couple of weekends of doing stuff. When I blew out those 2 windows with that bomb, I mean, it took a while to get those windows replaced. Yeah.
Oh man, we're just telling you, you get on us about talking about Gen X all the time, but being Gen X was awesome.
You could do a lot.
Completely missed out on like all the best stuff.
You think everybody has a gunpowder story? Let's ask one more.
Yes.
Tim
Tim
are you there?
Absolutely has a gunpowder story.
Tim, have you ever played with gunpowder as a child?
Oh man.
Oh, he's driving.
Wait, where are you? Hey. Your connection is terrible,
and you got to turn yourself 90 if you can there. Unless you're driving, man, pull over. We're going to talk about the end of. We're going to talk about the end of week 6 of football here.
I got to pull over.
Oh, there you go. Here.
Oh, you're getting better now.
As long as it just stays, we can't have you as like max headroom though.
Drive closer to the tower. Keep going.
Pull over.
Talk about a mobile report here.
I know.
Oh man, I was just gonna ask him about gunpowder. Hopefully, he doesn't experience. He may create a story now. Sheesh.
I think he's probably pulling over now.
And now inside of the dead zone, here comes Tim. Anyway, while we wait for him to find a safe location, we'll remind you that you shouldn't play with gunpowder. Okay?
Well, hold on. I mean,
probably not a good idea.
I don't know if I want to agree with that totally. I think you have to be creative about it. You have to go in good spirits, and there are ways you can still have fun with dangerous items.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Looks like we got Timmy back. All right.
There he is.
I am back. Yeah. I am back, and I am pulling over right here. Look at that. Look at that. Safe drive.
Roving sports reporter Tim.
I'm right by the Taco Bell. Yes. Well, happy Monday, guys. It is wrestling season, so I am out certifying all the CIF wrestlers. I just worked with Joe's brother-in-law's team over at El Rancho, so certified all those guys. Ty says hi. All right, and his Joe's brother-in-law, man, he's like Benjamin Button. He's getting like younger or something like that. He does like no gray hairs or like every year I see him, just looks younger. So
man, he's a good looking. Yeah,
good.
my sister.
But hey, let's talk
football.
Go for it. Let's
talk some
Here
football.
We go.
Joe, Friday night was the first high school game ever at SoFi. I don't know if you guys.
No, we didn't hear about
anyway,
it.
It was Downey Warren versus Downey High School.
Oh man, you keep breaking out.
That was really cool. Looks like Downey Warren was able to win 28-21.
That's cool.
Downey for the win. I love Downey.
How many people did they get at SoFi for a high school football game? One more time.
It's like he's reporting from Kosovo. This is how
I know.
The Israeli Palestine war here. This is what he's taking his time.
Instead of going to the war zone, he's telling us about week 6 of football.
Yeah, high school football too.
Yeah. So. Hey, Downey for the win, though. I mean, maybe that's all we'll get for sports today. Maybe not. He might be back, hopefully.
How many people you think for high school? I know in Texas, I mean, you probably get like 20,000.
No, that thing would be very massive, if not sold out, because
really for
of just the coolness of it being the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Downey's in the South Bay. I didn't hear who Downey was playing, but there's a lot of people down there, and if they're playing at SoFi, that's an event. I'm sure a lot of people.
I think it was 2 high schools in Downey. It was like the entire city of Downey was going to be at SoFi.
Wow. Okay. So what do you think?
Great time to break into any house in Downey. That's where my sister lives. So I'll just go and break into their house. That'd be great.
So what are you thinking? 20, 30,000 maybe?
Yeah, probably.
I guess. What is a sellout?
Oh, at SoFi?
It's SoFi. Oh my God.
Over 60.
A whole lot more than that. But I was just trying to think for high school, even if it was relatively, a big deal for them to do it, I still try to imagine, there's no way they're getting 60,000 high schoolers for that, but 20 would make sense to me. 15, 20K.
You're used to over there in Texas. I mean, I would figure in Texas it'd be just as busy, if not busier out of high school.
Yeah, dude. When they go to Texas Stadium, they have these special things. I mean, they almost sell out the damn thing, man. And that's like 80,000 people. Yeah.
Here we go. Just to finish that story up, it was Downey High School and Warren High School, and they sold 18,815 tickets.
Wow, look at that.
Did you get that from Tim?
No, I got that from the news.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Awesome. 18,000 tickets. That's a lot of tickets.
That's what I was seeing. I was close with 20. I was close.
Do they call that a success, you think? Do you think they made money there? You think they're going to do more?
I mean, it says it's a sellout crowd. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I guess it's a sellout crowd. I would think it would be a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I
They
thought SoFi was a
probably,
lot more than that.
they probably like change the resources to sold out. You know what I mean? Like they'll diminish the amount of sold out people based on, you know, what floors are open for convenience, you know,
Huh.
when you buy
Yeah,
hot dogs
I
and
mean, I
stuff.
guess. But as Josh was saying, Texas high school football just crushes people. The record for a high school football game was set in 2013 with 54,000 people at AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
I told you.
That's where the Cowboys play.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, that's why I could see those numbers in Texas. It's that whole Friday Night Lights thing, Barry. I mean, that is a real deal. These people go nuts for high school, and then they're mediocre on college, and then NFL is like intensified. So
I don't know if you would say mediocre on college. It really just depends. It depends on if UT is doing really, really well that year, and because they're the big college in Texas.
Of course.
And sometimes it's like Texas Tech is really good, and everyone in Texas hates Texas Tech. So if they're good, they don't want to talk about college football.
And
they
A&M.
just talk about high school or pro.
Yeah, and A&M. I remember being
and A&M, that's right.
Just graduating high school, and my buddy went to A&M, and what they have at A&M are these midnight cheer.
Mhm.
And I remember thinking, well, you know, this is practically a cult with all these rednecks running out at midnight to the stadium and packing it. And this was back in the day, dude. I was probably wearing the same 9 Inch Nails shirt, and I had long hair and ponytail, and you'd have these rednecks, cut your hair, hippie, you know, run it through. I was like, oh God, should I even be here? But yeah, dude, it's a cult, really.
I don't know about the Midnight Madness thing being because we did that. We did that for basketball at UC Santa Barbara, and we sucked at everything. Oh, except for base. Wait, I take that. Wait, we sucked when I went there. But I think since then they've won a couple national championships. The only thing I had to tout when I was there is like we were the best at surfing. So I guess that was something.
Surfing something.
But we did. I remember going to Midnight Madness into the Thunderdome at and kick off basketball season and stuff. That was fun.
Joe, let me tell you, it ain't anything like an A&M.
I know.
Redneck nut jobs. Dude. I was scared. I was like, can we please go back to the dorm and just smoke weed and drink so I'm not here anymore? I've been fearing for my life. But it was a good time. No, you are right, though, man. You are right. If Texas is doing well, Texas Tech, Baylor, A&M, then it just kind of depends on that. But, man, high school football, whew, boy, they are all about it. Let me tell you, man.
See, here, I'm just wondering if there's is there too much to do? There's too many other things going on where it's like, high school sports doesn't break through like that.
We're just not going. We don't have kids, guys. So
no, I'm not talking about us specifically. I'm just talking about in California because, high school football is pretty big in California when you're in high school. But it just doesn't ever translate over where
we're going to be three creepy guys going to a high school football game if we go. But if we got kids in it,
if we were in Texas, we wouldn't be creepy. We would just be three dudes who enjoy some football and want to go see some high school kids battle it out on the gridiron. Not creepy at all.
Dude,
not creepy.
Barry, that face, I get your face. I get where you're going with it. But let me tell you, it's not like you're going to a normal little high school with a little thing. These are stadiums, man. These are people walk in. If they have kids, they don't have kids. I mean, they keep up with it. They listen to AM Talk Sports to find out. They go to these things. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's a cult. It's crazy, but it's not creepy.
Follow your high school all the way through your life when you are in Texas football. That's what you do.
Okay, fine.
And it's weird. I mean, I think it's weird. I don't know why
I'm not going.
To each their own. You ain't gonna find me at a Scorpions football game anytime soon, man. Unless I'm contractually obligated to be there.
Yeah, they're paying you to MC. But what if it was a bee convention? I mean,
they're in a heartbeat, man. They're in a
Oh,
buzz.
man.
Okay,
Oh.
let's take a little break here, and we're gonna play a song here by Ariel Silver, one of the fine
Oh, cool.
musicians that we interviewed. But before we go, I'd like to give you guys a choice. I have brought to the Night Sounds tonight 2 completely different stories. One of them involves the police department, and the other one involves a house party with a bunch of guys on drugs. So you think
that's
about they're
hard.
separate stories. They're not connected.
I understand, but do I want to hear about
Yeah.
the sausage house party or something that? How violent is the police encounter?
Ooh, there's some violence in it. There is some.
Man, I
yeah.
definitely want to hear about that.
I'm always curious how violent they can be.
We might have time
Yeah.
for both, but I'll be back and tell you about the Friday the 13th I spent with the cops.
Woohoo!
Next on Night Sounds.
We talked forever about a blue house in a magazine, the orange flames of maple trees in fall. We'd fix the cellar, piano in the living room, a bookcase and curtains in the hall. I made a scrapbook in my mind of future times. Ooh, sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships, things we never did. Maybe winter, digging out from snow, the last nor'easter froze us to the core. Or maybe youth, we hadn't lived enough to see the way that love can leave you wanting more. By summer we were through, house of blue. Ooh, sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships, things we never did. Ooh, unlived lives on ghost ships, still afloat on ghost ships, lives we'll never live. Now and then I hear some news of you. Looks like somehow we both made it through the other coast. Do you believe in ghosts? Sailing on ghost ships, out to sea on ghost ships, things we never did. Unlived lives on ghost ships, still afloat on ghost ships, lives we'll never live. Ooh, do you believe in ghosts?
There goes Ariel Silver, Ghost Ships. That's a nice video here on Night Sounds. Barry, Joe, Josh, Monday. If you're listening live, it's Monday. You could be listening Sunday night on K Tahoe, but you're not if you're here now.
But
You might be here. You might be. But if you are, good for you. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so I gave you guys the choice. Did you want to hear about my Friday the 13th with the police officers or my Sunday night in Topanga Canyon with the band?
Oh no,
House
absolutely.
party.
That was before I knew. So this has to do with you. Did you get harassed by police officers? I definitely
No.
need to know now. I mean,
It
I
was
have to know.
It was on my free will. See, there's a thing called ride along, and
Okay.
I decided to do a ride along because I was interested in my local police department and how they operate.
Okay.
So I've been doing this thing called Citizens Academy for about 7 weeks, where once a week we get together and the police department shows the community the things that they do. So one night it was drones, one night it was crime, one night it was homeless. And then they said, if you ever want to do a ride along, you can. So I said, all right. And turns out it was Friday the 13th was my ride along date at night.
That's great.
Uh-oh.
Now, I haven't told anyone this story yet, so it's unfiltered, and I don't know if I'm going to repost it because I don't want to get in no trouble. I don't know what I should say and what I should not say.
Just say it. Come on.
I'm just going to be honest, all right? Because I have thoughts about the whole thing, too, because, your experience is probably like mine before this, where you saw cops, and that was your closest to a ride-along, hanging out with a cop, probably, right? Did you guys ever do a ride-along or anything like that?
I've been arrested, so I know what it's like to be in the back of a squad car. So I have that experience. Yeah.
Nope. I just wave at them as they drive down the street.
So, all right. So I'm going to try to cut out all the clutter.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I just try to ignore them, pick my nose and stuff so they leave me alone. They're like, that guy's gross. I'm not going to pull him over.
That's what you have to go to, the pick your nose thing. I think I've seen way more gross stuff than that, man.
Just saying. That's my go-to.
All right.
I mean, okay.
So I get there on time. We got to wait for a shift change. And then I get a young officer that calls himself Egyptian. I think that's all right to say.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean,
Gen X, I don't know.
Very young guy. And what you got to know about the local sheriff's department, anybody who becomes a cop, they have to spend time at the jail. So first you do 6 months of something, like boot camp, and then you go to the jail for years, like 4 or 5 years.
At least 2.
At least 2, but these boys have been there for 4 or more.
That's rough, man.
So that's interesting that you say 2 at least, because I didn't ask that question. How much time you got to spend in jail before you can go out there driving around?
Oh, and you're talking to LA County Jail, the one off the freeway?
No.
Oh, you're not
Never
talking
where
about
I live.
What? Oh, right. You live in Camarillo. Oh man, I thought it was okay, so I know it's 2 years for LA.
See, I wanted to be a little vague, but now I guess I can't.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Because it might be different. It's a different it's a different county.
It's a county sheriff. We don't have city officers here. We have county, so we share officers with not all the cities in the county, but like 5 of them.
Where's your local jail?
Ventura. So it's 20 minutes north. Okay. There's 2 of them here. There's a long term and one that Josh would end up in.
County. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
So, all in all, I had a great time. All right. It was fascinating. I kind of went in as a civilian / journalist, asking a lot of questions. And, the first thing he did was drive way too fast, way too fast, right up on people. Like, I've never seen so many blinkers being used in my entire life. Then we're just cruising around, going as fast. And so there's like 4 quadrants of my city. And this guy is doing the night shift on Friday night over by the Home Depot down there where like the Walmart is, where like everybody has to go.
Not Oxnard by the beach, but Oxnard and the onion fields. That's what you're talking
Right
about.
off the freeway, there's a Target,
Right.
a Walmart. Josh, you're probably familiar with this kind of layout. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's
Oh
nothing
yeah.
forever, and then there's like, oh, that's where everybody shops. There's like a Ross.
Yep.
You know, there's
Absolutely.
What are you talking about? Nothing forever. There's so much in your city. You sound like you like.
Yeah, no.
live in
I was just
Nowheresville, but
trying to relate to Josh.
I understand. It's like the warehouse district. There you go.
Okay, I got
So
you.
he doesn't have to deal with a lot of residential problems. He's dealing with there's a Motel
Crackheads
6
and prostitutes and stuff
Oh.
like that.
No,
No,
I guess. I mean, it's a
Really?
sleepy bed. Everything closes here at 8:00.
no.
All right. It's one of those towns where lights out at once the sun goes down. The median age here is 50 or something. Everybody's gone sleeping, or they got to go to Walmart. You know what I mean? So that's busy for a while. So we get over there, and this whole guy's MO is he's been doing it a year. He don't live in this city. He lives in the city over. And he's telling me about this app that they use to run plates. And he's got his computer thingy, and he's like cruising around looking for plates. He's running plates.
Okay.
He's like, I go, well, which car do you determine? He's like, oh, if it looks sketchy, or if it's a typical car that we would typically stop, like that one right there, and it's like a Toyota Corolla, old looking. So now I'm reading out plate numbers to him. So now that's my job for the night. That's my job. I'm reading. I found something to do. And he's also got this app on his phone that can give you the picture of the person driving. So then he'll cross-reference it and look
Really?
to see if it's the same person driving the car. Okay. Now I'm going to say that this town is sleepy. There's little to no crime.
Mhm.
There's, domestics. There's never a break-in. It's a sleepy little town. Catalytic converters and stuff. So there's 6 cops, and they're all, I'm going to say 25, 26 years old, man. They're young. Driving too fast down these streets, looking. Just hunters. Hunting. That's the feeling I got. Hunters hunting.
Okay.
I mean, there's barely anybody on the road. We're hunting for crime. So we go through the Motel 6, and there's a guy he knows. So he stops and talks to him, and he goes, I would have arrested him if I could, but I couldn't talk to him long enough because I know he does meth, right? Okay. All right. So now I'm learning.
It sounds like he's just trying to check off checklist of I need to make this many arrests and give out this many tickets. That sucks.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that at all. He's not
Okay.
giving out tickets.
All right.
He's
It's
looking for
Friday
the
night.
big
He's
bucks.
looking for crime.
Mhm.
Now, I live in a county that's zero tolerance. They advertise the fact that we're not like LA. You come up here, you go to jail. Like, they're really tough. And they mean it. And I guess the residents like that about it. It has a sense of safety. But I don't know if I feel that way after going on the ride.
Right.
Because, okay, so then he gets a call from a narc, an underground guy, saying, hey, there's a car in the parking lot. And he gives us the plate number, and he says they got drugs on them. So you roll up, you can smell weed in the air.
See, isn't that legal in California?
It's legal.
Okay.
But, right,
You
it's legal.
You can't just smoke it anywhere.
Oh.
So I don't know what's going on, but there's a guy in a car. I'm not getting out yet, but they get out and question him, pull him out of the car, search the car, find out he's got a meth pipe on him in the car. So my officer was like, oh, this is exciting. Like, you're good luck because we found something. He goes,
A meth pipe? They're going to take that guy in for just a meth pipe?
in like a Hello Kitty bag that definitely wasn't his. And he was saying that his friend was in the Home Depot, some girl that's homeless.
Still doesn't matter. It's just a pipe. There was no meth in it.
He wasn't smoking it. There was no evidence.
He said he found meth, but I didn't get my eyes on it. I got my eyes on the little pipe and the bag.
Okay.
That's enough.
Let's say that he found meth. Okay. Let's say there
enough.
was meth in the pipe or whatever. Okay.
lock them up, take them in, take them back to the local jail, try to fingerprint them and print out stuff and ask them follow-up questions. Who did you get this from? Whose is this? The guy's exactly my age. And he's saying stuff like, you're lying. You didn't see anything. That's not mine. I found it on the ground. I was going to put it in the mailbox. And then it became, it's my friend Brenda, let's say. What's she look like? Oh, she's got, brown hair and this, I don't know. Like, so now he can't print anything out. So we're there for like 45 minutes. He goes, he leans over. I'm sorry. This usually doesn't take this long. And every officer I saw, have you ever seen your great grandma type on a computer, or like somebody that's never slower, Josh, slower, and one finger, please.
That's right. One finger.
That's what's going on. And I was like, boy, man, these kids need a typing class.
Yeah.
But no, it's not that. It's time. And I'll get to that at the end. That's the moral of this, is time spent. So like 45 minutes go by, and then now it's time to go to county. So we get to county. And this is when I see all kinds of things. There's a nurse in there that everybody has to go. You get arrested, you go to the nurse and you say, do you have any allergies, all that stuff. But in the holding,
have any allergies? More like,
you got anything on you?
Down off anything? Or should we be worried about you freaking out because you need meds for your mental illness? Like that, more than just. Yeah,
that is exactly what they ask you, though, Joe. They'll take your blood pressure. They'll ask you what kind of medication are you on? What, is there anything you illegal, legal? What's your medical history? They go through this long.
I'm going to cross-reference some of this with Josh too.
You're bringing back a lot of memories. I know how this went. Yeah.
So dude shows up, doesn't say anything in the car the whole way there. It's just like the officer is just overjoyed. So just telling me all these things, saying, yeah, we got to get there. He wants to get back and get that girl. He wants to get the accomplice.
Oh, he wants to get the...
Because he's like, I know she don't have anywhere to go, no place to live, no money. Because I got her wallet.
These are like low-level users. Who cares? Okay, so go ahead. I know you're
this place cares.
What?
This place cares.
Low-level users who... Oh, man.
Because it takes time. And it
it's
trains all these kids.
I guess.
So then we go to the holding thing, and then I get to see all the cops of the county. So everybody's wearing different uniforms, and to me, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cute. Like look at them all sitting there in their little attire. They're all a little different, and they're all like pounding each other. Most of them have mustaches, and they're younger than me. And I was like, that's definitely a choice. You know what I mean? Like they don't fit on they have these little boy faces, and they got these big old honkers, and I'm like, all right, there's definitely a bro code going on here. Like, hey man, what's up? You caught? So then there's a girl who's on mushrooms or something, like freaking out on one side, and on the other side they brought in this dude from the hood that has like a broken face, saying, you didn't have to rough me up like that. And they're processing them all. They have this thing that they go X-ray, and you see everybody's balls through it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And so we get through it, and it takes forever. But they confuse me with the prisoner because I'm on in the pool, and they're like, "Should we let him in?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any handcuffs, man.
You look like a nefarious character, man."
All these girls, they look like they got out of high school. Everybody who's running this place, I don't see anybody old. Anybody my age. Like, I'm the oldest fool in there. And I'm like,
wow.
This is really, really weird. I saw an officer from another county that I thought would be older than me, but then I caught him saying his birthday. He's 38. I'm like, good Lord. Wow. What? So then we get out. He's like, hey, can you print this stuff for me? I couldn't print it. Yeah, dude. Like, everybody's helping each other and everything. And so we dump that guy off, and then we get back out there. And we're looking for that perp, that second girl.
Miss Brenda.
Yeah, Miss Brenda, the Hello Kitty girl.
This is when I start to feel hunting. Because we're driving way too fast everywhere. We're running all these unnecessary plates. We're doing stuff. And then we don't find her, but it's 10:45 now. And I thought I was going to do 12 hours. I'm like 3 hours in going, let's go till 3. Because I really want to know what happened after when things got really quiet. What are these
Mhm.
guys doing all day?
Playing on
Because
the phones, man.
I'll tell you what happens at the very end. But so then we're at the parking lot again where we found the first guy, and we're circling the car that he was in. Maybe she's in there. Maybe she's around there. Then we see another Suburban with the lights off and the doors open. So he says, it's my job to be nosy. As officers, it's our job to be nosy. So they went over there and stopped her. Pulled her out, pulled her friend out, started doing sobriety tests on her. I'm not getting too close. So I'm not hearing like the whole, what are you here for and all that stuff. Pulled her out, and she's telling her about her history and how she used to hang out with this guy that was on meth and everything. And she's cleaned her life up, and she's not on meth anymore.
Jesus.
She's working at the Home Depot. She's on her break. Now, to me, all right, that should be enough.
Yeah. Hey, show your ID. You are working. All right, go on.
Mhm.
You work here. Manager comes out. Hey, she's on her break, man. She's cool. They did the tests. But my guy goes, no, I think she's under the influence.
Oh,
But by this time, the two other officers that are nearby show up. Boom, lights and sirens, man, real fast. And I was like, okay, that's how this goes. Anytime you get pulled over in a small town, everybody's going to show up to your stop because there ain't nothing else to do. So here comes another guy with a mustache and the watch commander. Now, this guy is old, 50s, right? Like, definitely much older than everybody else I saw all night. And while he's like, well, can I search your car? My officer says, can I search your car? She goes, yeah, I don't have anything. So while he's searching the car, the sergeant starts doing tests, stigma tests on the eyes, and then he goes, no, she's not under the influence. She's not. No way. He goes, because her pupils will go all the way back straight after the light.
Yeah.
She's not. And
so he's harassing this poor working woman.
Yeah.
Harassing. And so then they do these tests 5 or 6 times on her. Like,
so dumb. Okay.
In the eyes, this stuff.
Let her go back to work.
That's what I'm saying. I will never take a break in a parking lot again. If I was her, I'd be like, nah.
Lessons learned, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So then they get into an argument. Well, I want to take her in, my guy says. And the commander says, I wouldn't, because it's just going to get thrown out. There's not enough evidence on it. She may hang out with guys that that have a record, and she had one. She doesn't anymore. She's clean. She's working. This isn't.
Let me go. Yeah.
And this guy's just like saliving. And I'm like, all right. So then he says, would you take a urine test to prove that you're not on anything?
You know what? This is like getting to a point of, hey, how about this? How about I call a lawyer and I sue you and your department for harassment because this is bullshit and I just want to go back to my job. So what do you want to do, officer asshole? Do you want to freaking go to court over this? Or
they're trained to know how to.
You want to battle?
They're trained to know how to answer that, and you'll get arrested anyway.
I will,
because there's no liability.
That. Oh man, I am white, middle class, angry dude.
No matter what,
fight that like crazy.
Well, you don't have a record. If you did have a record, they would lock you up no matter what. They have no, because they're not going to get in trouble for it, and you already have a record.
So dumb.
So then, he's like, I really want to take her in. And he's like, I wouldn't. And then the third guy says, well, if the Sarge says not to, I wouldn't. Because he's still thinking about it. When will you take a pee test? No. And then he told me later, he's like, in my experience, anytime they say no, they are on something. I was like, in my head, I was like, what if they're just like, that's above and beyond.
I am not okay with this 25-year-old cop that you went out with. He has not gotten trained correctly. This is not how we need our police
officers all to be this age doing. They're all trained like this.
This is not okay.
Well, this is just my perspective in one night. So then after all of that, they let her go. 45 minutes. The friend she was with is like, get their badge numbers.
Absolutely.
I would.
And
Yeah.
the Sarge goes, I'll go talk to him. And then Sarge goes in and talks to the guy that's running Home Depot, smooths everything over, and then comes back out, and we spend a half hour talking about it in the parking lot, all three of us.
So this
Like,
is a waste
talking
of
about
time. This is all just been a huge waste of taxpayer dollars and time.
Abuse of power. It's a laundry list of typical police nonsense. And this is why so many people really dislike police officers. And it's not even just California. Texas pulls the same bullshit too. No matter where you go, it's always this nonsense to where you almost can't be after hearing this story, Barry, this tells me you can't sit in a parking lot on your break and heaven forbid you say something, they pull it. Hey, look, I've got a record, right? What if I'm sitting in a parking lot? I give them my driver's license. They pull it and they say, "Hey, you had a DUI 13 years ago. Let me do
they'll
an
pull you
alcohol
over.
test on you." I'm going to be like, dude, I'm on my break. No, I'm not. There are no
Here they
keys.
will. They'll pull you out.
And that is a problem. That's an issue. That's an issue. This guy, he does not.
I don't think you should blame the guy.
Because
the guy was
right? I mean,
he's your typical dude that's got a job that went through the system. He thinks he's doing it right. And he's like, I'm glad I got somebody that actually has something, because I have a reputation at the jail where I bring in people with charges that don't stick. So they make fun of me.
Well, that's not good. Then stop doing what you're doing, you dumbass. Wow.
I have a reputation. Wow.
Man, if you have a reputation for just bringing in bullshit, maybe you shouldn't be a cop, dude.
I mean, seriously. What's funny about this, though, too? Not funny, but how many times have you watched a lot of these news reports to where, it really takes having these people go back to training classes and this and that? You know what? I think you could probably send them back and they'd go right back out, complain about what a waste of time it was, and do the same goddamn thing
Probably.
again.
It's a culture thing. You got to change it from the ground up. You got to change all the training.
Of course.
Because I really do feel that, and it's not every cop, it's not every department, but a lot of cops are trained to look at normal citizens as we are the enemy. Mm-hmm. It is an us versus them mentality. That's where you get like the whole Blue Lives Matter thing.
Right.
Because it's like they're not part of our society. They're beyond, they're above all the regular citizens. And that's not what policing should be. That's what a military police force would do. We are not the enemy. As citizens are not the enemy. These cops should be serving us and protecting us, but instead
they're not going after citizens. They're going after criminals.
Taught to look at everybody as being a criminal. And if your filter is everybody's a criminal, then nobody is innocent. And that sucks. That's when you get stuff like this. You can't just like take someone at their word.
You know what? I'd be curious too, Barry. That's night. I will say, with my experience with police officers, after a certain time of the day, it is a different breed of police officer. I'd be curious to have you do something like that with a day cop, with some.
Well, I'm going to do that.
How different are they?
I'm doing that this Friday.
Are you during the day? See, now I'm curious, because here's the big problem with that. If they are the exact same way that their night officers are, or worse, your area something is wow. I mean,
no, we win awards. Problem. We're the best police force in California.
No. What is best? Who ranks best?
Yeah,
according to whatever. I'm just saying that's
exactly
who
I'd love to know who's voting on this. But now, Barry, you mentioned something interesting. You said they're going after criminals, but the way you described they're hunters, they're looking for old beat up cars. They're going, these tactics are so, so what? So I drive a 2023 car that automatically says I'm not a criminal.
If you're sitting in a parking lot, just hanging out, you got no place else to be.
Yeah.
They're going to stop you. depending
Or-
on the time. And if you're in a
At
really
times,
crappy car, they're going to run your plate, drive by and run it.
That's this.
See, that's the
Um,
dumb. It's the
just-
dumbest thing.
I mean,
Like,
Well,
and
here's
that's-
the
and that's
thing, you
my other-
guys.
My other thing is like,
Here's the thing you
like,
got to know is there. Every business, every company, especially the ones that have controversy, they're very good at playing both sides, keeping it clean, making sure that their reputation is good. So think about the times that most people have to deal with police when they're in a car accident, during the day, when administrative issues, maybe a smash and grab, maybe.
Yeah, it's
So-
usually not a great time in their life. Yeah, something bad.
But
has
during
happened.
the day is typically when you see that happen, and therefore the officers that you interact with when it's busiest for that department, you're going to have the most seasoned people saying the right things. But at 3 a.m, you're going to have these newbies running around, liability. So I don't think it's everybody, but I do think it's in the structure, because they're like 60% filled with they don't have enough cops. You know, nobody has enough cops because nobody wants to be one.
There's a whole lot of reasons for that, though.
yeah, and this
So-
makes sense. Well, Barry, I mean, I can't wait for you to tell us what the day with these so-called seasoned officers, what they're like, what are their tactic, what are they doing? Because I'm sure there's got to be some amount of nonsense that they're doing. Yeah, they're more seasoned, but that makes them even more sly. You know, there's a lot
Well,
more.
They know how to
it.
answer questions. That's all it comes
Yeah.
down to.
I think it is. I think it's what Barry says. It's different problems that you're dealing with during
Yeah.
the day. You know, it's not drunk people. It's not like a bunch of illicit drug deals. My problem with the guys at night is you're going after people where it doesn't matter. You're not going to change anything.
Mhm.
Going after low-level drug users is like a complete waste of time. You got to go after. If you're gonna do anything with drugs, it has to be with the dealers doing illicit stuff. That's the
Well, yeah,
everything else doesn't matter.
I think the whole thing's flawed, because a few weeks ago I got to talk to the narcs,
Mhm.
and they're all spending time down in LA trying to get drugs, trying to catch the guys. They're following these leads into LA, and they're spending overtime, all this overtime, like down in Van Nuys, North Hollywood, and like in places that are 50, 60 miles south, like following a lead up here. And
That's where
that
the
kind of,
distribution is.
but that kind of you know what I mean? It's like, why aren't those cops down there following your leads?
They're
Why do you
doing
have to
it
use up?
too.
Yeah, I know.
It's a web. It's like any drugs is just like any distribution network. There is an Amazon hub for where all the drugs are stored. And then you got to like have your guy from your city come and get all the drugs for that and bring it back up to Camarillo. They're trying to find all the rings of that. That is a good use of time. You got to disrupt those distribution rings if you want to take drugs out of your city. But having this cop just roll around, stopping people, and then spending 2 hours in a Home Depot parking lot because he thinks a woman because she has her doors open in a Suburban is doing drugs is stupid.
And at the end, I'll get her another night. I know where she works. I know where she is. I'll get her again.
It's not a good mindset.
No, bad.
And then the last thing I got before I got dropped off, I mean, I had a great time. I had I haven't been able to not think about it for 4 days, because it's changed a lot of how I think about going outside. You know what I mean?
Especially
This is
past
why
a
I
certain
don't-
time of day.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean? Like
don't go
the
outside.
sun goes down, I'm inside around
Yeah,
here.
right?
No,
You should
thank
be.
you. I got a
Mhm.
beater. My car's a piece of crap.
Oh, you're getting pulled over.
But on the way back, he's dropping me off, and he called another officer. He goes, "Hey, where are you at? Oh, you at the gym? Oh, okay. You want to hang out in like an hour? I gotta do some paperwork. Yeah, okay. All right, later." So he's just hanging out with his friends like at 4 or 5 in the morning. What are they doing?
It's like any other job, dude. You used to work in radio and get up at 3 a.m. What are you?
I
gonna
had
do?
work
You're
to
like,
do.
What?
I was always busy. I wasn't sitting around talking to people in the coffee room ever. I never had that time.
Well, you never
Ever.
had like an hour where you're like, hey man, I just got off, let's go get some food.
Yeah,
At like 3 in the
after-
morning, 4 in the morning, and you find like the only diner that's open and you go eat.
After I'm all done. Yeah. But I'm always going to
That's what
find
he
something
was
to do when
doing.
I'm working.
He's doing the same thing. I don't understand
No, he's still on 7 to 7. It's not after his shift.
he
It's-
gets a break. He gets a lunch break.
Sure, fine. You know, that's fine. But
So
I still want to know what happens in that like 5 hours where there's
man.
nothing up.
Well, he's probably trying to bust some other poor bastards that's just sitting in a parking lot trying to finish their work day. Now I got to put up with this dick.
He's
Great.
He's going over to your house and he's throwing raccoons into the backyard to eat all your vegetables.
Oh man.
Did you tell him about your illegal beehive?
he's cruising around suburbia
cruising.
looking for
Uh-oh.
people selling illegal honey.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm on the good list still.
Yeah, you should have told him, hey, this is my car. I know it's in a certain... come on.
Dude, I was going to say run me. At the end, I was going to be like, hey, run me. I want to see what comes up. But really,
Don't ever ask a cop
I'm
to
not
run
going to
you.
do
What
it.
dumb,
Nuts?
man.
I don't think he's going to call me a solid.
No, because
he's
you
a
know
dick.
why?
No way.
You don't ever want to be run. You're in the system. If a cop ever runs you, you are in the system for some reason. Cop ran you for whatever, and then it's just another whole line item for them to pull you over.
Not up here. Nope. You can run. It's not documented. That's why I was like, that's shady.
No, it totally is. It's like the credit card system. If you ever check your credit card or have your credit card checked, they ding your credit. It's the same freaking thing. You get run.
Bro, listen to me.
Dings you.
Listen to me. He looks up the plate on the cop computer. He doesn't hit enter.
Does it take him 3 minutes to do it? Yeah. How does he even remember?
While he's driving,
by
while he's way too close driving too fast, all right? Typing it in, doesn't hit enter, then goes on his app and does it there where it's not tracked. You see what I'm saying? So
see, that's kind of that's bizarre. I don't.
It was just the whole thing. It was a little invasive.
He should have enough information from the district or wherever he's pulling it up from his actual company computer. Why do you need an? Yeah, I don't.
Because
understand.
once you hit enter, you start a call on it, and what Joe says, it documents it.
Right. Oh, so he's not hitting enter. He's pulling up some other shady nonsense.
See, that's shady, but then that's shady. That is shady. We should know if people are running plates all the time because it's dumb and stupid and ineffective. It's hunting. Cops shouldn't be hunters. That's not their job. A beat cop is around to be protective. They're not detectives. A detective is a hunter. A beat cop should not be a hunter like you are describing. That's
okay,
dumb.
let me say the other side of it is then where do they learn? Where can they learn if they can't learn in that window of time where there's nothing going on but crime, I guess. You know, if that's all they're getting is these low level, they're learning.
Like
aren't they learning?
Are policy experts or something. Why are you asking us this?
I don't know where they would learn.
Would you like to put together a policy for what cops are going to do?
I want it to make sense.
5:30 and 5:30 in the morning, please.
Yeah, they should be doing
go
yard
get
work
donuts
or
or tacos and go work out. Let out your aggression.
Anyway, that's my cop story.
That's crazy, dude. That's
way fun.
Yeah, no, it sounds. Well, it's disturbing. There's a lot of nonsense to it, but I mean,
it's real, man. That's probably what really happens everywhere in small towns. You know,
it's a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense there.
Yeah,
a lot of nonsense, man.
All right, well, let's
didn't get beat. At least that one guy he didn't pull in says, "Hey, aren't you Barry Funkhauser?"
Oh man, you want to talk about how uncomfortable it is when we're walking a perp down the way, and I'm trying not to make eye contact and like trying not to like involve myself in any way, moving away from the body cameras, you know, like, oh God, please don't ask him. You know, he asked me to hold his computer while we walked in. I was like, okay, that's all I'm holding. You know, can you watch him? I have to use the restroom. Watch him. No,
watch him. I deputize you. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
You're good, right, Barry? You're good. You got this guy. All right. Give me a Slurpee.
Now, Barry, I'm gonna handcuff you to the prisoner here. You just don't move.
Don't move.
And he won't move either.
I was in the other room freaking out, saying, boy, I should not have smoked like 2 days ago earlier. Because, man, there's zero tolerance. Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, that's my story. I'll have more on Friday. Hopefully it won't be, riddled with
the daytime
doubt.
version. Great. Okay.
Yeah, day. Yeah, I want to know day stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so next I'm going to tell you about my Sunday night, which is a complete opposite. A whole weed fest band party that, Joe, you missed. Everybody asked for you. But it was the Chester Copper Pot.
And mysterious.
You are. I said it's impossible to get either of you outside for many reasons. But here on Night Sounds, let me play you the Chester Copper Pot. This is it. Check it out.
This is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. Ahead of the rest, I'm moving through stress. Still trying to battle all this bulletproof vests. Feeling the vibe as I'm kicking the flow. It's just a copper pie, ready to go. Seeing the future as I move through the sound. It's called connection when your feet's on the ground. We all together when you open your heart. It's hardcore, but it's straight from the start. Cause this is our time to let go. Feeling colossal. Forget all the nonsense pushed by the lost souls. Feeling fine as I open my mind. So much so you feel it all through your spine. Cause this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. This is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. We bring it back because it's all for the culture. We're spreading love because we're told we were soldiers. So understand there will never ever be another you and me. So see it all in 3D. Cause this is real life with one love. A hype track that feels like a big hug. A new day just to see us all the buzz. The world turns and we still gotta spread love. As I stretch it into the new dimension, keep it going, change your image and the style of giving. No more gimmicks in the vision that we live in. Cause every time we come to sound check, you know we gonna flex. Cause this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. This is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. This is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. And this is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pie, rockin' that.
This is it, y'all. This is it. It's just a copper pot rocking. This is it, y'all. This is it. I'm worried here on Night Sounds that I shouldn't have shared so much of my interaction with the wonderful officers in my
He's
small
probably
town.
watching you now. He's watching you. That's it.
What? Well, he would be the first person, so if he is watching, so we hope.
I'm telling
we
you,
have one fan.
If I was him, I'd be like, "Hey, that guy told a story on the internet about me. I'm gonna tune in."
Hey, we should have him on the show. Joe and I have some questions.
He'd come on, probably. You want to?
Yeah.
I would love to talk to that guy off.
I'd rather have the old dude. I'd rather have the old dude on. Not the young dude.
The guy that'll sideways talk you.
Sideways talk you.
No, I'm really enjoying my time there, though. Yeah, it's fun. At some point, we get to go to the big jail, and then that'll also freak me out a lot.
I'll start whistling at you. Man, you got a pretty mouth.
No, it's like I'll say, how many of you are innocent?
I'm sorry. That's just too funny, man. That's just too funny. Hey, why don't you wink at me a little bit like this?
Hey, come on, man. Show me them pearly whites.
Oh, so hey, wait. What are you doing all of this for? Do you want to are you going to be like the Rookie? Is this like a television show thing? Oh, like, what are you doing?
Who watches that? Is
I
that
do.
another TV show?
I love that campy television show. It's really because I love Nathan Fillion, but anyway. What are you going to be the Rookie? Or are you going to try to be a cop at 40 something?
Barry, a cop?
Well,
maybe a meter maid.
Sir, you need to park your Prius somewhere else.
This is a tollway zone.
Can you read the sign?
Barry,
I know that a lot of people. That is a campy
show I'd watch. I'm just gonna throw that out now. I would watch that stuff.
A lot of people in our industry evolved from radio broadcasting to emergency broadcasting. So I wanted to see how dispatch worked, and I wanted to see how the tech. I'm more interested in the tech side of it because it's government funded, so they have all the hottest toys, and it seems like they have nothing but time on their hands. So like if you want to fly a drone there, you take a class and then you're on call. You're the drone person, and there's 20 of you. So when anytime somebody calls you out, there goes your you get overtime and a half because you got to set up the drone and spend your time flying around. And I'm like, these people it takes forever to do stuff. I am in,
Yeah.
But
I could see you being the drone guy.
No, I wanted to be dispatch. 911.
They make good money.
Really, I have no interest.
Very stressful.
Really stressful job.
Josh, you're wrong about that.
Really, not good money doing dispatch.
Not good money. That's what happened.
And it's so stressful. You have to deal with people dealing with some of the worst things to happen in their life. I watch television. I know what happens. I know what happens on 911 calls. Earthquakes and destruction and rocket attacks.
No, that's awesome. I'm in. Let me answer the phone.
No, that stuff wears on you if it's actually
I know how to say stuff.
Time.
I know how to get people out of it. That's fun. To me, that was an exciting thing to find out. But you don't make any money. Now, everybody keeps saying this word overtime. For example, we work 12-hour shifts, but there's 15 hours of overtime in my week as it is.
Ooh,
so then
hours.
I'm like, dude. So then I'm looking on Glassdoor, how much do dispatchers make, and they're closing 60. And I'm like, that's not enough, But then they say things like overtime, and I'm like, how much are they really making? You know what I mean? Is overtime part of that base on paper?
Yes, I don't think they're making $100,000.
They all got real nice cars and stuff, man. I don't know.
Because that's all. No, oh man, we have to talk about the economics of the middle class and what they actually.
No, we don't. We don't have to. No, I get it.
These are people that are getting nicer cars because they spend a lot of time in their car. When you spend a lot of time in your car and you can't afford a home, what do you buy? You buy a nicer car because you're in your car for 3 hours a day commuting.
No, these are dispatchers I'm talking about, not.
Well, yes.
They're not in their car. They're in an office.
Do you really think that those dispatchers live in Camarillo? There's no way they afford that place.
Jail. And yeah, I do think they live nearby. Sure.
Really? Wow.
If I got that gig, I'd move nearby. Mm-hmm.
So what are you trying to do? What are you trying? Are you dispatchers don't make anything
now. I'm out completely after this. Maybe Friday will bring me back in, but
you do a drone. I could see you do a drone.
Nah, I don't want to do any of that stuff. Don't catch me on the scene. I need a radio on me.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I'm gonna do that.
I need to. I'm in the hell. I can be in the helicopter. That'd be fun.
Oh,
Okay,
that might
how
be
about that?
interesting.
We'll go see that at some week, and before this is over, we'll get to talk to them guys. I'm sure they have mustaches too. You know,
Oh, I'm
all
sure.
these guys and their mustaches.
Well,
Maybe they
unless
won't
you
be
can grow,
20.
You can grow facial hair, so you should be fine.
Well, Joe, you missed a rockin' party last night.
Oh, I did.
You did. Josh, you're
I
always
did.
going to miss the parties.
I know. I always do. Story of my life.
So, remember we interviewed the guys on the couch that day? The Chester
Yeah,
Copper
the Chester
Pop Band?
Copper Pop Band. That's who we just heard.
They look like partiers. They look like some.
Yeah, we just played the song from them.
Yeah, I can tell. They probably love weed.
Hey, we're having a house party at Topanga Canyon, man. You should come. It's Sunday from 4 to 7. We're going to play. We're going to jam. And then we're going to watch Dazed and Confused.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Barry, I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Oh, my God.
I still haven't seen it.
Did you? Oh, you bailed them for the movie, Barry.
Yeah.
It was the one thing that you
That's
had to
what I'm
do when
saying.
you went to the party was to stay and watch the movie.
It didn't start till an hour later because they was jamming.
Okay.
And it was a good jam. Everybody was jamming. People were showing up late and being real friendly and stuff.
Should have gone and done some networking. Silly.
Nah, it was an early morning. It was time for me to go once I started hearing the crickets and stuff, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because we were up in Topanga Canyon. Josh, you don't know about it, but
I don't.
it's a little off grid up there. In the 70s, it used to be known for like hippie songs coming out. Crosby, Stills, and Nash or was that the other canyon?
No, that's Laurel Canyon.
Oh,
Laurel Canyon in the 60s.
Okay,
Laurel
yeah.
Canyon's like a couple miles down the street from my house. That's the one where Our House by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. That house is actually up there in Laurel Canyon, right? So
I
Laurel
confused
Canyon
the two.
60s, that's where Morrison would talk about it. Joni Mitchell would talk about like Laurel Canyon and the canyon and stuff. Topanga Canyon is like 25 miles west of Laurel Canyon, and it's what Laurel Canyon was in the 60s and 70s. Topanga Canyon is now. It's like the artsy hippie canyon where all the art people live and all the people that want to play the music and do the jamming and stuff. They all live out there because it's like, Hippieville.
Okay.
That's why I confused the two because of that.
Nice. Okay.
To me, it's just a bunch of old ass houses, no plumbing, and hills and creepy stuff. Hills in a big city is never like normal.
Yeah. There's a big old state park out there, Topanga State Park.
When all the wildlife, when all the wildlife has like them by number and name, it's not really. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that! That's P-27 going by. It's like
I was thinking that. I bet there's a lot of crazy wildlife out there.
Yeah,
they're actually that is where they are making, I think, the overpass, the nature overpass. They are building one in Los Angeles County, so our cougars and other wildlife can migrate over the 101 freeway.
You ever seen one of those, Josh, where they just build like a
we have one. Yeah, we built one here.
They're super cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I've walked over, I've done that. Yeah, no, it's
I can't wait to see all the tents that show up on that overpass. It's such a great place.
It's not. That's
but anyway.
Okay,
I confused the two, but they're really friggin' weird places. So we go down a road and another road, and then the road gets less and less roadish,
Yeah.
And then we're out there. I brought my sweetie along, and we typically now my sweetie has very strict rules when it comes to going to seeing music. She needs to know who they are, needs to be a fan, doesn't really like going to unknown music.
Okay.
So, but in this case, it's a backyard house party. This is a local band. It's not easy to be like a super fan and go to this. Like, you're not really supposed to. You're supposed to be like, hey, where's the beers? You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so my Alexa just went off. And so I bring her here, and she's done some research. She looked up the band, and on the internet, this band is so stoned that there's two versions of this band. There's a punk rock version of kids like 18 years old looking like Rise Against, you know?
Yeah,
And
they're the ones out in Massachusetts.
Yeah, they're called Chester Copperpot.
All one word,
Yeah.
no spaces.
These dudes are like, well, you saw them.
Yeah.
They're like birds of a different feather, the garbage
Very
pail
much
kids,
so.
if you were.
Yeah.
And so she did research on the other band, listened to the songs, like got familiar with it and everything, and then rolled up, met all these fools, and went like, what is happening? You know, because they're on like, I'm on the microphone, 1, 2, check 1, 2. Like they're jamming.
It's fantastic.
People are getting out of their chairs and rolling up and starting to play keys. And I'm just sitting there like, it's a vibe. I'm like, can we not play this movie? And just like, you guys keep, you know, some really drunk guy on the drums, but he's really good, you know? Like he gets up, he can't walk straight, but he can jam for 20 minutes. So yeah, we got the hell out of there before Dazed and Confused. I'm sure you can understand. But one of these days we'll have Eve on to talk about her experience, because she she was like, I don't think that's my kind of thing.
Misinformation.
Yeah.
So what did I miss?
Everybody asked about you, man. They were like, "Where's Joe?" I'm like, "He's invisible."
What? You don't see him? He's right here.
He doesn't exist, man.
I tend to be mysterious. I don't know. It's I keep people on their toes. So when I do show up to the 1 or 2 events a year, it's really, really special.
No, I told him you just got to have events.
That's what I say.
I say you got to have events at 6 a.m. if you want Joe to come out.
No, because then I'm running.
Oh, I'm sleeping at 6. You're crazy.
I'll do it. It's the hard part is, it's especially when it's like Topanga Canyon, you know, because it's far. It's just beyond Lyft or Uber distance for me.
Yeah,
you know, it's a little bit too far. But then if I drive there, then I can't have any alcoholic beverages, and then I have to drive home. You know, because I try to be, you know, I tend to be responsible. I don't want to like get into it. It's crap.
Josh,
I've gotten to almost 50. I don't need to die in a drunk.
Here's what happened. Yeah, you stay home, because here's what I did. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there at 4:30, you know, and then 4 came around and I mapped it, 48-minute drive. I'm like, what? It's like 12 miles, man. What the hell is the LA problem? Get out of here with that. Well, guys, we're almost out of here, but I didn't even have a chance to cover any news with you. I was going to talk about Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swift movie that made. I don't know if
it made so much flipping money,
but they say it didn't make as much as they thought it was gonna.
Sure, not as much as they thought, but still, in 3 days, it is now the highest money-making concert movie of all time. In 3 days.
That's
3 days.
I expect nothing less from her and her cult of Swifties. I saw everything on TikTok and I was easily annoyed by that. I was like, you know what? If I was sitting in there thinking I'm seeing a documentary and all these little girls are singing and I can't hear anything, I would have lost my mind and just asked for my money back. This is why I'm okay with waiting for it to stream and I can sit.
Yeah, you guys are missing the boat on it.
I want to see it. I heard it's awesome, but
I want to see it too.
You're missing the boat if you're going to see it at home, because they released a press release saying that it is encouraged to sing along, cheer, jump up and down in the movie.
No. It's
because it's now an experience.
That's not my experience.
I don't need the 15-year-old girl next to me belting out all of the Taylor Swift songs to the point where I can't hear her. I want to hear her. I want to experience Taylor Swift, not Swiftie fans. Taylor Swift. That's what I want. I want to see it from the comfort of my own home where I can pause it and go to the restroom whenever I need to. because I have to go every hour because I'm old. So
I'll have my popcorn. I'll have my
right.
sound.
You know,
I'll be. Okay.
I want to be able to like go and get ice cream. You know, do all my stuff.
I'll get some.
I don't want to do it in the theater. No, thanks.
I'll go alone. I love watching crazy people, and there's a whole room of them in there.
Yeah,
going and screaming and singing along.
I've seen it on TikTok. Dude, I was getting annoyed as if I was already in the theater. I was like, "Oh no, I'm not.
I'm looking for the oldest person. I'm looking for the youngest person. I'm looking for the weirdest looking person. Like I'm looking at the people that would go to that and sing along.
I don't do that. I don't people watch like that anymore. So it's not appealing to me. Not in a movie, yeah, especially like not in a movie theater.
The lights will probably be on during this one.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, okay. So what other news did we not cover?
I mean, Rite Aid's closing, dude. I don't know, Josh, if you even have a Rite Aid in Texas.
No, when I was in DC, we did, but I never went because they were overpriced. So I wasn't surprised they went bankrupt. I mean,
how do you get this wrong? Ice cream, alcohol, and drugs, and you're out the door because you can't get that right, Rite Aid.
Rite Aid really did a disservice to themselves and all of America by not really taking advantage of the Thrifty ice cream brand that they bought. I loved Thrifty ice cream when I was a kid, and they destroyed it. There's just like no reason to get Thrifty ice cream. You can't get it easily anymore. So
it was too bougie, man. I can't tell you how many times when I was there, I was like, oh, okay, I've heard of this Rite Aid. Maybe it's cheaper than going to a CVS or a Walgreens or something. Dude, it was almost like $2 more than anything you'd get at a CVS or a Walgreens. I was like, I'm not coming here ever. Now I'm not surprised.
Well, so long, Rite Aid. I think they sold off all of their profiting stores to Walgreens last year.
Oh,
and now
wow. That was
all they have left over is the dogs, and now they're getting rid of the dogs. Let's just hope Thrifty ice cream, somebody else picks it up, and we can get that, because that's what's going to go.
I hope so too.
If they're gone.
Hey, I mean, it's not doesn't hit their, their processing requirements, but man, I want Whole Foods to get it, because then I would be able to get it all the time.
Anything could happen, man.
I could see that. I could see a Whole Foods. I could see a Sprouts. I could see, something like that.
You see whatever you want, but Jeff sees Amazon, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to get Amazon.
We'll see, whatever. Other news stories we didn't get to cover. I'm really sad about we didn't get to cover Fat Bear Week, because that fat bear is fat,
but not the fattest. They put, I don't agree with the winner.
You don't? Did you see her? She was big old mama.
All of them? Did you see all of them?
I did. I think that. Not. Oh, I think she won. I think it was a perspective thing on the camera.
It's rigged.
We didn't get that one. We didn't get the bear who broke into the home to get lunch. Oh man, so many good stories. That was a good story.
We'll get to some of them on Thursday. We'll have another guest on. I think this guy Tom LaFleur will be on with us. He's cool. From West Hollywood. He's born and raised in LA, and he plays like lo-fi indie music. So you're in for a treat if you like people who talk about music. So be here for that. And now it's time.
People who talk about music. Okay, great transition.
Good job.
Now it's time on Night Sounds to talk to a legend. You guys ready to? Josh, you can go home now.
All right.
See you later, man. See you Thursday. Goodbye.
Oh, I gotta keep working? Okay.
I ain't got room or space for this boy, but we'll be talking to.
Well, thanks.
Let's talk to Peter Holmstrom now from the Dandy Warhols on Night Sounds.
Cool.
Well, you're watching and listening to Night Sounds. Barry and Joe here, and who's inside the sandwich? It's Peter from the Dandy Warhols. Look at that!
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Good, thanks. Thanks for coming on, man. I know you've been really busy with some new projects, and we wanted to bring you on and talk all about the wonderful new mysterious world of AI.
Ooh. Yeah, dude, what's up with this video, man? Tell us all about it.
I don't actually know a whole lot about like the whole what happened, but essentially we always kind of make videos in a similar way. We have a green screen in our studio and we shoot ourselves and then we put something in the background. And this time, the person that was helping us just suggested let AI do its thing. It's kind of amazing what happens.
Yeah, it absolutely did its thing.
Yeah, it really did. I think we had to try and rein it in a little bit because
dude, it's really weird, man. Isn't it weird? It's a trip.
It's really weird. But I don't know. It seems like a super fun art form. If you use it as an art form.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And you're not, kind of exploiting it for that other reasons. No, but the funny thing is when you were doing it, didn't you guys experience something that was a little weird about AI? If you try to rein it in, it becomes like a naughty child or something and it wants to just throw in a bunch of crap and stuff into your video.
Yes. a fair amount of that. There was it doesn't like to be reined in. I mean,
yeah, dude.
Neither
it's
do
like
I.
It's like a petulant child. Not you, the AI.
The AI is just, and you know what's funny about it is you've been in a band for a long time. You've had a lot of songs, a lot of music videos. You know the rigmarole of sitting there and having 20, 25 people back there saying, and action and cut, and all the money that goes into it. And now your latest video is like, you probably hit render.
I mean, maybe a little more difficult than that, but I mean, we got to do some really super fun, giant Sony lot videos, and then some really low budget ones, and I don't know, this is just the continuation of just trying to make something that captures the spirit of the song and helps spread the news.
Yeah, and that song, dude, "The Summer of Hate," very, very relevant for today's times.
Unfortunately, still relevant. Yeah, it's wild.
It's turning into the politics. Oh, not okay.
I'm sorry.
Where did that come up? Where'd you come up with that one?
Well, the original riff came from during the pandemic, sitting around watching everything on the internet on, whatever Netflix and came across a documentary on the Damned. And I was just like, I want to write a song like that. I want something cool, like cool, high energy, and that was just what I came up with. I don't think it particularly sounds like the Damned, but it was my first attempt. I'll get
no, I don't think I just think it, like the influence is there. It's harder, it's a little darker, it's a little bit of a modification from what we're normally used to. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the whole idea of the record that it's off of is that we were trying to every song starts with a riff as opposed to a chord change and a vocal melody. So it's like we were trying to push ourselves in a different direction. And I kind of resisted it at first, but it's really, really fun writing riffs.
Right? Hey, wait. Why did you resist it in the beginning?
Because it's like Courtney and Brent were describing it as like we were going to make our metal record, and I was like, I have no interest in that. But as soon as I kind of grasped it's just it's a riff that we we just make a dandy song out of metal riffs, essentially, as a starting point. And it's just like just all it took is doing one, and then it's like they just started flowing, and I think I've got.
Well, it sounds like that's a real fun way to write, though, and something that was different. Is that like and that kind of invigorated the new song, the new album, and all the things that flowed from that.
Definitely, and you need that every once in a while. It's like there's only so many things you can do with the same chords over and over again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no metal album. We're not gonna get like a Judas Priest cover album from you guys. Or
No, it's definitely nothing like that. But I mean, there's songs that they're harder, and there's things that have some definitely metal inspired riffs for sure. And
Well,
then
okay.
got the little dandy's twist on top of that, and it's turned into something.
So can you even play a metal riff on keyboards? Are you sitting there with the ding dong ding dong?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
That sounds hard to me. You know.
Well, I'm not
when
gonna do that.
Well, come on. I've seen metal songs played on an oboe before. I think you can figure it out on a keyboard.
It's just notes played in a particular order, you know. So whatever.
Well, you're playing a bunch of notes in order on tour. You're on tour. You're coming to LA, and like
it's in the right order.
You know, you can get away with it when you're on stage, though, because we're kind of not noticing, right? Nobody
notices when we screw up ever.
Do you guys notice? Do you guys look at each other?
We notice, and it'll ruin the show sometimes for us, but nobody notices.
Yeah. With low bar expectations out there. But you got a lot of.
I got a question though. Really, did like after a show, do you like go backstage and you're like, Courtney, man, I'm really sorry I missed the note on that one song. Well, 3 songs into our set, I know it really screwed you up. Does that happen?
No, I mean we all do it all the time, but it's just like the more you play, the more you're good at covering up your mistakes or correcting quickly or doing it twice, and then it's on purpose, not a mistake.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? You're like, I'm just ripping, man. I'm just, I'm improvising on stage.
For sure.
So how's it going on tour? Are you guys having fun and messing up a lot?
We are having a blast. This is a phenomenal tour. It's like us and the Black Angels, and then Die Star has been opening this first half of it, and it's just the best group of people. And the music's just, it's so good the whole night.
So when did you guys start? Was Bumbershoot this last year? Was that like the start of the tour? Or was that in?
No.
That was a one-off.
Yeah, that was one-off. We started just. This is going to be the 4th show tonight. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just started.
Up and down the coast. Then you're not ending in your hometown. It's like in the middle. It's like somebody has to pay their rent on the 1st, so you gotta on the 18th.
Yeah. And then we fly to Texas and we do a couple shows, and then we do Levitation Festival, which is always a treat.
Oh wait, where's that at?
It's in Austin.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Big fun one. Okay, so tell us what's coming up next. Are you guys going to do more AI content? Are you just going to let AI take over the band at this point?
I don't know.
Send robots out on stage.
I still want to be involved at this point. Give me a couple more years. Maybe when I hit something.
Soon I think we're just going to have people like actually performing live in one location, and then just holograms beamed out to all the different venues. And it's just going to be on stage, and everyone that's going to be the next thing.
That does not sound fun. I mean, as hard as touring can be, it's still like I don't know. You're just you meeting people and the fans and just. It's just real and cool and important. So hopefully that doesn't go away completely.
Oh, I hope so too.
It'll happen until they start being robots themselves and come up to you. Hello, I love your music. You are my favorite. You 0101.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for coming on. Congratulations on doing the tour, man. The AI is the video's weird, and I love.
Oh yeah,
weird.
check it out. It's so fun though. It's so fun.
It's good. Yeah. And it's so funny. The whole controversy. It's like about AI. It's like I don't know. We definitely had a few slightly nasty comments about it.
Like what?
Oh, just people. I guess they think we took jobs away from somebody by using the AI, but we probably just would have used found footage behind that us anyway. So it's, yeah, I don't know.
Are
They're
they
mad
not at
about
Wiki Commons? I think they are. I think they are.
It's
What
they're
do you
all worked up about something that this is not. And
Yeah.
I'm sure AI will be used for nefarious purposes, but
anything can be.
yeah, and will be.
And will be.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, your concert won't be used for nefarious purposes. That's for sure. We can go there.
Well, we can
And
hope
have
so.
fun. We can have fun at the show coming up. You're on
Yeah.
tour. Great success. Thanks for coming on, Peter, from the Dandy
Yeah.
Warhols.
Thank you.
Yay!
Do you think you want more than ever before? Than anybody else has ever gotten? Well, I wanna get down, lay on the floor. I can't remember what it's like to not feel nervous anymore. Do you? 'Cause I don't. And you don't, and neither do I. Well, I don't even know really what that feeling is. No, I don't really know even what that feeling is. Well, it's taken so long, like 20,000 days. 'Cause I was born in the summer of love, and I've lived through the summer of hate. Have you? 'Cause I don't, and you don't, and neither do I. Well, I don't even know really what that feeling is. No, I don't really know even what that feeling is. I don't know what that feeling is. Well, I don't even know